with just seeing the amount of guys go to the transfer portal. I mean, I had tweeted like in today's college football, with this amount of talent in the transfer portal and the talent that you can bring in a recruiting cycle, just the ability to transform your team almost wholesale in just one cycle is, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say the possibilities are endless, but you could truly make some major changes and be almost a different football team from one year to the next. I can't even keep track of the number of guys that are in the portal. I think even for Alabama, I think they have 7 or 8 guys who are already in the portal. So it just, I think one guy is a starting corner, another is a receiver who played a decent amount. So it's just the talent is there. So I wonder if Michigan, it's not something that they have typically done. But I wonder if Jim may change that tune a little bit as far as maybe not go crazy looking for 5 or 6 guys, but maybe 1 or 2 guys who you believe can help you. I wonder if he'll kind of go that route on, like I said, 1 or 2 guys maybe.
Yeah, without really looking at the team to see who's departing for sure, just based on level of play at the various units, I would think. We thought this was going to be a really good wide receiver room, but it could be better. I would think maybe they could go out and pluck themselves a wide receiver or 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I think anytime you can go out and improve your team, it's wild, but essentially what has happened with the transfer portal is it's free agency now. So it's different. But you almost have to look at it as an NFL GM of if I can improve my team, it's my responsibility to explore those options.
Yeah, it it is crazy, and even crazier than NFL free agency because that's confined to a certain period of time, which this is technically, but I think it's still a little bit out of hand. It's more restricted in certain spots of the year, but it's pretty much just goes wild the rest of the year. So it's like a 10-month deal versus, and I'm exaggerating slightly, versus the NFL being more regimented in regards to a deadline and so forth. And this may still need to be reined in a little bit more. But yeah, I think it's a good thing in regards to I'm a believer of American values and freedom and right to choose and all of that. So it's not always pretty for the college football fan who doesn't want to see his guys leave and wants to be able to watch an NFL game in 5 years and know that guy that says he's from Michigan always was at Michigan and he's a Michigan guy and always was. But that's just not where we are.
That's funny that you say that. Obviously one of the big ones that comes up as an Alabama fan is Jalen Hurts. And I don't think I've ever seen the pregame kind of introductions for the Eagles to see what he says. If he says Alabama or Oklahoma, or, I don't know, some combo. Either way, I'm fine. But that's just interesting. I just thought about that. I'm like, I wonder what he says in those kind of player intros. And I don't know if the quarterbacks say it. Maybe all the other positions say it, and then they show the quarterbacks and their stats and all that good stuff. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, he's one of the few guys that his career is like obviously a decorated, great career, and it's really a strong split between the two. It's not like Joe Burrow,
right? Yes,
type of deal.
Very different.
Graduate of Ohio State University, but as a player, he's an LSU player. Sorry, Ohio State fans who try to claim him. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I say let these guys let them say whatever they want. If Jalen Hurts says Oklahoma, hey, that's great. Still love what you did for Alabama, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's just we're just in a time now where that it's just going to be different. Guys who started at one school, moving to the next. I think the toughest thing for me is for a guy, for example, who was, a freshman and just redshirted, essentially didn't get on the field at all. Like trying to find some traction of getting back in, get to essentially finding another scholarship. Like, I just imagine that would be very difficult when, you don't have any game film of this current season. Like, the last film we have is 2 years ago. I'm sure that'd be fine for some teams where they say, "Oh man, we were recruiting this guy pretty heavy. Let's give it a shot." But I'd imagine for some guys that's a difficult transition. But they're still jumping in the transfer portal in droves. So what do I know?